Introducing the Current Affairs Workbook. It is an activity-driven learning comprising summaries, quick facts, MCQs, true-false statements, mains practice questions, and ethics case studies, consolidated into a comprehensive workbook. Dive into our monthly magazine summary, a concise overview capturing key insights, events, and trends of the month. Unlock the power of our Quick Facts block, your rapid reference toolkit with essential facts, figures, and critical statistics. Experience our dynamic activities like MCQs and true-false statements to subjective questions and ethics case studies that refine your analytical thinking and articulation skills. Track your progress with our dedicated self-evaluation page, your personal growth monitoring and improvement tool.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. One Nation, One Election bills introduced in Lok Sabha. The Supreme Court expands powers of National Investigation Agency. Germany set for snap elections as Chancellor loses vote of confidence. Parliamentary Standing Committee presents report on demand for grants for farmers' welfare to Lok Sabha. Radhakrishnan panel recommends restructuring of National Testing Agency. Union Cabinet approves Phase 3 of the E-Courts Mission Mode project. In our first news for the day, two bills aimed at implementing the One Nation, One Election initiative have been introduced in the Lok Sabha. These are the Constitution 129th Amendment Bill 2024 and the Union Territories Laws Amendment Bill 2024. Let's take a closer look at the key provisions of these bills. Starting with the 129th Constitution Amendment Bill or CAB 2024, insertion of a new Article 82A is proposed, which mandates the Election Commission of India or ECI to conduct general elections for the Lok Sabha and all state legislative assemblies or SLAs simultaneously. Additionally, it ensures that the term of all SLAs will align with the full term of the Lok Sabha. Amendments to Article 83 define critical terms like unexpired term, midterm elections, and general elections. For instance, if the Lok Sabha is dissolved before completing its 5-year term as stated, the period between the date of dissolution and the original term's expiry will be considered an unexpired term. Pursuant to dissolution, a midterm election will then be held, and a new Lok Sabha shall be constituted only for an unexpired term. Similarly, amendments to Article 172 provide similar definitions for unexpired term and full term for state legislative assemblies. Now, moving to the Union Territories Laws Amendment Bill 2024. This bill proposes amendments to key acts, including the Union Territories or UT Act of 1963, the National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991, and the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019. These changes aim to align the duration of UT legislative assemblies with simultaneous elections for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Now, why is this initiative significant? Simultaneous elections could help increase voter turnout by addressing the issue of voter fatigue caused by frequent elections. It promotes stable policy making and economic growth by reducing the disruption caused by repeated enforcement of the Model Code of Conduct or MCC, which in turn leads to policy paralysis. Furthermore, it ensures smoother delivery of public services, as frequent use of government officials and security forces in elections adversely affect discharge of their duties. In conclusion, the introduction of these bills marks a significant step towards implementing a unified election cycle, which could reshape India's electoral and governance landscape.
In a significant development, the Supreme Court has expanded the powers of the National Investigation Agency or NIA. The Apex Court has ruled that the NIA can now investigate non-scheduled offences if they are connected to a scheduled offence under the NIA Act 2008. Let's now first understand the NIA Act 2008. It specifies categories of scheduled offences that the NIA is authorized to investigate. These include laws like the Atomic Energy Act 1962, the Anti-Hijacking Act 1982, the SAARC Convention, Suppression of Terrorism Act 1993, and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, among others. Now, a quick look at the NIA itself. Established in the wake of the 26/11 Mumbai attacks under the NIA Act 2008, It serves as India's central counter-terrorism law enforcement agency. Headquartered in New Delhi, the agency also operates 2 zonal offices in Guwahati and Jammu. Its mandate is to investigate offences that affect the sovereignty, security and integrity of India, along with friendly relations with foreign states, as specified in the NIA Act. To strengthen its operations, the NIA Amendment Act of 2019 expanded its mandate to include offences like human trafficking, the manufacture and sale of prohibited arms, and cyber terrorism. The agency's jurisdiction was also extended beyond India's borders. Additionally, the NIA serves as the nodal agency at the central level for terror funding and fake Indian currency notes, or FICN investigations. The National Terror Data Fusion and Analysis Center has also been established to enable big data analytics. Before wrapping up, let's quickly compare the NIA to the Central Bureau of Investigation, or CBI. While the NIA is a statutory body that functions under the Ministry of Home Affairs with a clear focus on counter-terrorism, the CBI operates differently. It is a non-statutory body functioning under the Ministry of Personnel with a primary focus on corruption investigation. With the Supreme Court's ruling coupled with its enhanced mandate, the technological capabilities, the NIA continues to play a crucial role in tackling terrorism and safeguarding national security.
Moving on, in a dramatic turn of events, Germany is set for snap elections after the Chancellor lost a crucial vote of confidence. But what exactly are snap elections? These are elections called earlier than expected, often to capitalize on a unique political opportunity or to solve a deadlock in parliament. Now, let's understand how the German election system works. Germany follows a majority or first-past-the-post system, where the first vote is cast for an individual candidate in a constituency, and the proportional representation system, where the second vote is cast for a party list in the Länder. Out of the total members in the Bundestag, Germany's lower house of parliament, 299 members are elected directly through the majority system using first votes. The remaining members are chosen based on second votes for party list in the Länder. Citizens do not directly elect the Chancellor. Instead, their votes determine the parliamentary makeup every 4 years, and representatives further elect the Chancellor. Germany's unique dual voting system gives each voter 2 votes. The first vote is for an individual candidate in their constituency based on the majority system. The second vote is for a party list in the Länder, which determines proportional representation. Additionally, the system includes overhang seats and balance seats to ensure proportionality. Overhang seats are additional seats kept by a party on winning more seats in the majority system than it is entitled to by results of the second vote. To maintain fairness, balance seats are added to other parties to ensure complete proportionality of share of votes for all parties nationwide in cases where some parties obtain overhang seats. But how is a chancellor elected? The process begins after a federal election where the federal president nominates a candidate for the position. The Bundestag then votes in a secret ballot, requiring the candidate to secure an absolute majority to be elected. On failure to secure a majority in the first round by the candidate, a second round is held. And if the second round fails to produce a result, the candidate with the largest number of votes is elected in the third round. In conclusion, Germany's snap elections signal a pivotal moment for the country's political landscape, with its unique electoral system now in motion to determine the next chancellor and government.
Moving ahead, in a significant development, the Parliamentary Standing Committee presented its report on the demands for grants for farmers' welfare to the Lok Sabha. The report highlights key challenges and presents recommendations aimed at improving the state of India's agriculture sector and farmer welfare. Let's delve into the key points. Starting with the issues highlighted, the report draws attention to the sluggish growth in the agriculture sector, which has seen a sharp decline to 1.4% in 2023-24 compared to 4.7% in 2022-23. This slowdown is concerning, considering that 54.6% of the country's workforce is engaged in agriculture. However, the sector contributed only 18.4% to India's gross value added, or GVA, at current prices during 2022-23. Adding to the challenges, the report notes that the allocation to agriculture has remained stagnant over the years. The Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, or DOA and FW, was allocated 1.22 lakh crore rupees for FY24, which is slightly less than the 1.23 lakh crore rupees allocated for FY21. The report also flags other pressing issues such as underutilization of funds, low farmer income and productivity, and an increased debt burden on farmers, which are critical hurdles affecting the agricultural sector. Now, moving on to the recommendations. The committee proposes a legal guarantee of minimum support price or MSP. This measure aims to safeguard farmers' livelihood, promote rural economic growth, and enhance national food security. It also recommends an increase in PM Kisan assistance to farmers, suggesting the amount to be doubled from the current 6,000 rupees per annum to 12,000 rupees per annum. Additionally, it proposes extending this assistance to tenant farmers and farm laborers for broader coverage. Another significant suggestion is a change in nomenclature of the department. The report recommends renaming the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to the Department of Agriculture, Farmers and Farm Laborers Welfare to place greater emphasis on the welfare of farm laborers. Further, the committee has called for the establishment of a National Commission for Minimum Living Wages to ensure fair and just wages for farm laborers across the country. Finally, it has proposed a compulsory universal crop insurance scheme for smallholder farmers with land holdings of up to 2 hectares. This scheme, modelled on the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana or PMJAY, aims to provide much-needed risk coverage to vulnerable farmers. These recommendations, if implemented, could pave the way for a stronger, more equitable agricultural system in India. Let's see how the government responds to these proposals. In a bid to address ongoing challenges with national-level entrance exams, the Radhakrishnan panel has recommended significant restructuring of the National Testing Agency or NTA. This 7-member panel was appointed in June 2024, following complaints of a question paper leak in the Common University Entrance Test Undergraduate or CUET-UG. Let's take a closer look at the issues and the proposed reforms. Starting with the issues affecting common entrance tests in India. The panel highlights serious concerns such as question paper leaks and marks irregularities. Notably, allegations of leaks in the NEET UG 2024 exams and irregularities in grace marks awarded to students have raised doubts over the integrity of these exams. Another major concern is frequent exam cancellations and technical glitches, often caused by systemic failures such as problems with the biometric infrastructure and server issues. For instance, the UGC NET June 2024 exams faced cancellations due to such glitches. Operational transparency is another challenge, with delays in results, inconsistent difficulty levels, and the normalization process drawing criticism. The panel has also pointed to other issues such as political influence, corruption, including cases like the infamous Vyapam scam in Madhya Pradesh. Now, moving on to the recommendations for exam reforms. The panel proposes the adoption of a Digi exam system similar to Digi Yatra to enable comprehensive authentication and prevent impersonation. A major recommendation is the restructuring of the NTA, limiting its focus to conducting higher education entrance exams only. Furthermore, the panel suggests institutional linkages with state and district authorities for better coordination. This includes identifying suitable testing centers, monitoring suspicious elements, and ensuring security at examination venues. For better inclusivity, the panel proposes mobile testing centers to support aspirational candidates from rural, remote, and thinly populated areas, ensuring access to exam facilities. Other recommendations include establishing a grievance redressal cell, offering mental health support to candidates, and implementing a strengthened test audit mechanism to enhance credibility and fairness. To provide context, India has already taken several initiatives for exam reforms, such as the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act, the use of biometrics for student verification, computer-based real-time examinations, and the formation of the National Testing Agency or NTA itself. These proposed reforms aim to enhance transparency, inclusivity, and reliability in India's examination system. It remains to be seen how these recommendations will be implemented in the coming months.
In a significant move towards modernizing India's judicial system, the Union Cabinet has approved Phase 3 of the e-Courts Mission Mode project. This phase is set to revolutionize the ease of justice delivery by advancing digital, online, and paperless courts through the complete digitization of court records. To provide some context, the e-Courts Mission Mode project has been under implementation since 2007 as part of the National E-Governance Plan. Phases 1 and 2 were successfully implemented during 2011 to 2015 and 2015 to 2023 respectively. So, let's look at what's new in Phase 3. This phase, spanning 4 years from 2023 to 2027, is a central sector scheme with a financial outlay of 7,210 crore rupees. The primary objective is to create a unified technology platform for the judiciary, ensuring a seamless and paperless interface between courts, litigants, and other stakeholders. Now, how will it be implemented? The High Courts will lead the implementation of this phase. Funds will be released to the High Courts by the Department of Justice under the Ministry of Law, based on the recommendations from the E-Committee, Supreme Court. This E-Committee is responsible for policy planning, strategic direction, and providing guidance for the project's implementation. But why is this digitization so significant? The digital transformation of courts is a key step towards judicial modernization. It enables data-driven decision-making and fully digitizes the justice delivery system. Moreover, it helps in reducing case pendency by integrating emerging technologies like artificial intelligence or AI, and optical character recognition or OCR, etc. The e-Courts Phase 3 project comprises several essential components aimed at enhancing judicial efficiency through technology. The SWAS platform supports secure and efficient data storage and access. The scanning and digitization process converts physical records into a digital format, enabling easier access and management. The cloud infrastructure provides scalable storage and computing resources to support judicial operations. The eSeva Kendra offers electronic services and assistance to users, ensuring convenience. The CLASS system facilitates live audio-visual streaming of courtroom proceedings, improving transparency. Lastly, virtual courts enable remote court proceedings through digital platforms, making justice delivery more accessible and efficient. In conclusion, this approval marks a major milestone in the journey of judicial reforms, bringing us closer to a more efficient, transparent, and accessible justice system.
The personality in the news today is Tulsi Gowda. The renowned environmentalist and Padma Shri awardee Tulsi Gowda has recently passed away. She was born into a Halaki tribal family in Karnataka's Honnali village, known as the Encyclopedia of the Forest and referred to by her tribe as the tree goddess. Tulsi Gowda was celebrated for her extensive knowledge of the forest. She is credited with planting and nurturing over 1 lakh trees across Karnataka. In 2021, she was honored with the Padma Shri for her remarkable contributions to environmental conservation. Through her actions, she exemplified the values of selflessness, environmentalism, dedication, and more.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Lok Sabha approves supplementary demands for grants first batch for 2024-25. These grants are presented when the initially authorized budgetary allocation for a service is insufficient, or when new expenditure arises for services not contemplated in the original budget. Bilateral naval exercise Linux between Sri Lanka and India began under aegis of Eastern Naval Command. It began in 2005. India will be represented by INS Sumatra, whereas Sri Lankan fleet will be represented by SLNS Sayura. International Center for Ocean Information Services develops an advanced version of the Search and Rescue Aid Tool, or SARAT. It will enhance accuracy and support Indian research and rescue agencies like Indian Coast Guard in sea operations. Indian Council of Medical Research has set up the country's first diabetes biobank in Chennai. Diabetes is a chronic metabolic disease in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin by itself. Diabetes Biobank is a repository of population-based biological samples. Israel plans to expand settlements in Golan Heights. Israel captured Golan Heights from Syria in the 1967 Six-Day War and annexed it in 1981. Golan Heights is located in southwestern Syria, and it is a rocky plateau bordering Israel, Lebanon, and Jordan. A recent study revealed that lower sulfate concentrations in air combined with low temperatures, which is around minus 35 degrees Celsius, reduce acidity of particulate matter particles. This reduction in acidity increases production of HMS, a component of PM 2.5. Scientists affiliated to the Department of Biotechnology have developed an indigenous anti-pesticide suit called Kisan Kavach. Developed by Brink InStem Bangalore, it is designed to protect farmers from the harmful effects of pesticide exposure. Ministry of Textiles is encouraging research and development into new natural fibers, including milkweed fiber. It is a unique natural fiber extracted from the seed pods of milkweed plants. The plant is native to North America. In India, it is found as a wild plant in Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.